Hello friends, welcome to this video. This is single phase twin pump control panel. It can be used for pressure booster system, dewatering system, either water transfer application. This panel has all inbuilt protection for the pump like high voltage, low voltage, overloading and dry running. This control panel can operate two pump alternatively in each cycle. So it could be one working, one standby, either one working, one assist. You can connect two pressure switch for two pump and one float switch you can connect for some tank to provide the dry run protection to the pump. This panel has inbuilt memory for total running hours and last operation running hours, as well as it can record last 20 fault history in the memory. So you can check the history of the fault at any point of time. And this panel has 96 by 96 controller which has graphic display, so you can check the status of water of some tank, as well as you can check the pressure switch status also, and live voltage and live current of each pump you can monitor at any point of time. So I will guide you how to do the wiring and what settings you have to done at the time of installation. So let's check out the settings of this control panel. This shows the voltage, real-time line voltage, current of the pump. This shows the bottom tank level. We have connected a float switch in bottom tank. If I keep it down, it will show the empty status. If I keep the float switch up, it will show full status. These two arrows shows the pressure switch 1 and pressure switch 2 status. Right now both pressure switch is high. If I keep one pressure switch down, the pump will automatically start, and if I keep the pressure switch up higher position, then this arrow indicates the pressure switch status, and below there is one more arrow that indicates pressure switch 2 status. Now pressure switch is high, pump turn off. So this is the indication of pressure switch, this is indication of float switch of bottom tank. This is auto mode. If you want to keep the system in manual mode, you have to press this menu key 2 times. This hand symbol will blink, press enter key. Now you have to press increment key, so it will show manual. Press enter. Now this is a manual mode. If you keep this system in manual mode, then you have to stop the pump manually by start and stop key. If I keep the pressure switch down, but the mode is manual mode, so you have to start and stop. Now pump is started. I press the stop key. So this way you have to press start and stop button to on off the pump. Now we place this pump in a auto mode. Okay. Now the system is in auto mode, pressure switch is low, so pump started. I am keeping pressure switch high, so pump stop. Now I show you the settings, what settings you have to do at the time of installation. Press menu key 1 time, so this first setting symbol will blink. Press enter key, password is 505, so you have to set 5 in this digit. To go in a next digit, you have to press this menu key. Again press increment key, so this 5, now the password is 505, press enter key. Overload you have to set for pump 1, OL1 means pump 1 overload. If your running current is 5 ampere, then add 25% in 5 ampere and set the overload. Now we are keeping this 0. And we are setting 3 ampere, 3.0 we have set, enter. Dry run current of pump 1 you can set, that generally will be 50% of your running current. So if your running current is 6 ampere, dry run will be 3 ampere. So this you have to set below your running current. So right now we have set 2 ampere, that's fine. Overload of pump 2, this again we are setting to 3. So keeping this digit 0, this digit we are setting to 3, so it will be 3.0 ampere. Okay. Dry run 2 again we are setting to 1 ampere, sorry 2 ampere we are setting. So basically overload will be 25% higher than your running current, and dry run will be 25% lesser than your running current. This is T on timer. This is maximum running time of any pump. So if you set it to 5 minutes, right now if we set it as a 6 minutes, so whenever the pump start it will run for maximum 6 minutes, then pump will be shut down. So mostly this setting T on timer will be useful to prevent false running of the pump. So if your tank gets full in 30 minutes, you can set this timer to 40 minutes. So whenever your pump start, it will run for 40 minutes maximum, and then it will be turned off. Okay. So in pressure booster system, you have to keep this at 0. Okay. T of timer is off duration between two on cycle. So this timer you can set to prevent frequent start stop. So if you keep this at 5 minutes, once your pump started and turn off, so this will be one cycle. After that it will wait for 5 minutes, and then after the next cycle will come. So it will give delay between two on cycle. Mostly in a pressure booster system, we are keeping this at 0, and if you are filling overhead tank, then this you can set at 15 minutes. So it will not frequent start stop your pump. PUN is pump selection. If you want to run only one pump, then you can set 001. If you want to run only a second number pump, then you can set 002. If you want to operate both pump in alternate cascading, then you have to set 012. Run is also similar to pump selection. Whatever you set in PUN, that's the same value you have to set in a run. So here also 012 we are setting. So both pump will run alternatively in cascading operation. Reset is given here. So if any pump tripped in overload, so that pump you have to reset, and then after it will run. So if you want to reset pump 1, you have to set here 001 and press enter key. So that one number pump has been reset after the overload tripping. Okay, so this is the basic main window, and that this is the entire setting what you have to done at the time of installation. Now I will show you this 1 and 2 is scrolling. So 1 and 2. So right now it will show 1 number pump current, and when it is 2, it will show 2 number pump current. So this is basically scrolling to display the individual current of each pump. Now I will show you the detailed setting and features. If you press this 2 times, it will you can go in a auto manual mode. If you press this 3 times, you can check out total running hour of the pump. This will show you total running hour, and this will show you last operation running hour. Now if you press this menu key for 5 times, you can go in alarm history. So whatever fault come in the side and your pump tripped, it will show record in a memory. Third time pump tripped in a dry run, 4 time, 5 time it tripped in dry run. So last 20 fault history you can check in a panel at any point of time. So you can identify what kind of problems coming in a side, due to which reason the pump are getting tripped. So you can identify and take the preventive action again in the site. Okay, so that's all the settings you have to do at the time of installation. So let's check out the wiring first of this control panel. Here you can check the first 2 point you can connect pressure switch 1, next 2 point you can connect pressure switch 2, and next 2 point you can connect float switch for some tank, underground tank. So this is pressure switch 1, pressure switch 2, and this is float switch for some tank. Here you have to connect main supply, phase and neutral. Here you can connect pump 1 and pump 2. If your pump is pressure pump, either a monoblock pump, you does not require any capacitor to connect. So you have to keep this space, this capacitor space, you have to keep it open. This terminal will be also kept as open, and in bottom you have to use phase and neutral wire for your pressure pump. And if your pump is submersible pump, then you have to connect capacitor over here. You can check in this clamp, you have to connect capacitor, run capacitor for pump 1, run capacitor for pump 2, and you have to give the connection to 1, 2 and 3, 4 number. That directly comes at below. So if your pump is submersible, then it will be 3 wired connection. So you have to connect it in a red, yellow and black. And if your pump is pressure pump, either monoblock pump, then you have to connect in red and black. Yellow you have to keep it blank. So this is the connection: mains input, phase and neutral for pump 1, phase and neutral for pump 2. Here we have provided bypass toggle switch. So if you want to directly turn on the pump, you can directly on off the pump through contactor by this toggle switch. Now we will check out the operation. I am keeping this pressure switch down, so you can see the one arrow gone, pump 2 started. Now again I have keep pressure switch high, pump 2 turn off. Now again I am keeping pressure switch 2 down, pump 1 started. So this way it will alternate pump in each cycle, and you can check the status in the display as well. Now this was pressure switch 2, now this is pressure switch 1. I am keeping it down. So first arrow gone. Now you can see pump 2 started, pump 2 turn off. Again I am keeping it down, pump 1 started. So whether it is pressure switch 1 or pressure switch 2, it will alternate the pump in each cycle and operate it alternatively, keeping the load and operation equal in both pump. So both pump will be running. The ideal condition to turn on the pump would be the voltage should be in a within range. This sump tank should be full and one pressure switch should be low. Now you can see one pressure switch is low, then only the pump is running. Okay, so this will be the ideal condition to turn on the pump.